Everyone, welcome to Vaishya's YouTube channel, and we are going to start a special series of Polity MCQ series. So if you want this series to be continued, comment with the proper feedback and subscribe to the channel if you are not a subscriber of this channel, and like the video and share it with your friends who are going to attempt prelims this year. So it will be very helpful for revision. So let's start today's video. The first question is, which of the following pair or pairs is or correct? The statement number 1 says Beruberi Union case says preamble is not the part of the constitution. Statement number 2, Keshwananda Bharati case says preamble is a part of the constitution. Statement number 3, LIC case says preamble is not a part of the constitution. So before I explain, pause the video and think about it and come back to the video for explanation. So, for this question, actually, in the Keshwananda Bharati case, which is a famous judgment, Supreme Court told that preamble is a part of the constitution. So, statement number 2 is correct. In the Beruberi Union case, Supreme Court has told that preamble is not a part of the constitution. So, in the Keshwananda Bharati case, Supreme Court actually reversed the judgment which it gave in the Beruberi Union case. And in the LIC case, Supreme Court has again told that in the year 1995, preamble is a part of the constitution, but in this statement it is given it is not a part of the constitution. So, statement number 3 can be eliminated. So, 1 and 2 are correct. Option A is correct for this particular question. Second question, preamble to the Indian Constitution on is not a part of a constitution. A part of the constitution and can be used in interpreting the provisions of the constitution in case of ambiguity. A part of the constitution and it confers powers and imposes duties as any other provisions of the constitution. A part of the constitution, but it neither confers any powers nor imposes any duties, nor it can be used in interpreting other provisions of the constitution. If you are going through the statement D, it is exactly opposite to what statements B and C has actually told. So initially, let's eliminate A or B or C or D based on whether it is a part of the constitution or not. So in the Keshwananda Bharati case and LIC case, as we have read in the first question, Supreme Court has actually told that preamble is a part of the constitution. So we can here easily eliminate the option A. And coming to option B and C and D, in the Keshwananda Bharati case itself, Supreme Court has told that it is not enforceable and it does not confer any powers and duties, and preamble can interpret the provisions of the constitution in case of ambiguity. So this is what Supreme Court has told in the Keshwananda Bharati case. So we can easily say here option B is correct according to the Keshwananda Bharati case. So important judgments of the Supreme Court and High Courts are important for the prelims and the mains point of view also, because in mains if you are writing some answers, you can give a certain case or the judgments in your introduction. It will really look good and you will gain more marks. So in the prelims point of view also, judgments which are famous in nature are very important. So once you go through all of them, so here option B is correct. That is, preamble is a part of the constitution and can be used in interpreting the provisions of the constitutions in case of ambiguity. And you may also ask me whether preamble can be amended. Yes, in the Keshwananda Bharati case itself, as Supreme Court told that preamble is a part of a constitution, under Article 368 it can be amended. But if it contains some basic structure, features of the basic structure, those features cannot be amended. So, those features which are part of the basic structure cannot be amended, which are not part of the basic structures can be amended, which is said in the Keshwananda Bharati case. Question number 3. Which of the following statements are correct? The preamble is a source of power to legislature. Preamble is not a prohibition upon the powers of legislature. It is not justiciable. So I have just now told you that according to Keshwananda Bharati case, it is not enforceable. So option number 3 is actually correct. So we can eliminate option A and option B in this question. Preamble is a source of power to legislature. No, it is not a source of power to legislature. If you read the preamble, it is saying that we the people of India. So ultimate source of power of the preamble is given to the people, not legislature. So option 1 can be eliminated. So option D is eliminated over here, while statement 1 is not correct. So option C is correct, that is 2 and 3. So preamble is not prohibiting upon the powers of legislature, and it is not justiciable. So option C is correct for this question number 3. Question number 4. Which term was not included in a Union of Trinity of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in his concluding speech in the Constituent Assembly? So, in the concluding speech, B.R. Ambedkar has given the terms of liberty, equality and fraternity, which is also called as Union of Trinity. And flexibility is nowhere mentioned in the preamble itself. So, we can easily say flexibility is a term which is not mentioned in the Union of Trinity, which is told by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in his concluding speech. So option is D for the question number 4. Question number 5. According to the preamble, the ultimate power lies in the hands of. So I have told you, preamble says that we the people of India. So ultimate power is given to the people of India. So for the question number 5, option is C, that is people. So before going to question number 6, see here, reading preamble is very important. There will be direct questions from the preamble, the text of the preamble itself. So just by heart this preamble, understand the each and every term which is mentioned in the preamble, so it will be very helpful in answering the questions. For example, here in the question number 6, the text of the preamble to the Constitution of India aims to secure fundamental rights to all the people, fundamental duties to the citizens of India, security of service to government servants, and dignity of individuals and integrity of the nation. So here if you go to the preamble, here in the fraternity it is mentioned that assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. So even here option D is speaking about dignity and integrity of the nation. So preamble has a mention of the dignity of individuals and integrity of the nation, and did not mentioned about fundamental rights, fundamental duties and security of the service. So option D is correct for the question number 6. Question number 7. Who opposed the introduction of the word socialist and secular in the preamble? So during the making of preamble, Gandhiji was not alive, so we can eliminate option A logically, and we can eliminate option D because it is saying all of the above. Coming to option B and C, if Ambedkar is known as the architect of the Indian Constitution, so if he wanted these terms to be introduced, he must have introduced before itself. So we can easily say that Ambedkar is the one who has opposed, but the concept says that K.T. Shah is the one who actually wanted to introduce social and secularist term in the constitution, but Ambedkar want future generation to decide whether the country to be a socialist country or the capitalistic country. So he has actually opposed this move which is initiated by the K.T. Shah. So option B is correct for the question number 7. Question number 8. The ideals of liberty, equality and fraternity has been taken in the preamble from. So if you have read the world history, in the world history you must have read about the French Revolution. So France people revolted against the monarchy and the feudalism based on the ideals of equality, liberty and fraternity. These are also a part of Union of Trinity mentioned by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So we can say that option B is correct for this question, that is the French Revolution. Question number 9. Which of the following objectives is not embodied in the preamble of the Constitution? So again this is the direct question from the preamble. Liberty of thought, expression and beliefs are mentioned in the preamble. You can go to the original text now. See here, coming to liberty, it is mentioned liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, and it does not mention about economic liberty. So here in the options you can come across the term called economic liberty, which is not mentioned in the preamble. So it is not embodied in the constitution, and question also asks about which is not embodied. So option B is correct for this particular question. Question number 10. Which of the statements regarding preamble are true? Option number 1 says objective resolution which was accepted by the Constituent Assembly on 22nd Jan 1947 heavily influenced the philosophy of preamble. Statement number 2. 9 values are mentioned in the preamble. Language of preamble is taken from Constitution of Australia. Constitution was handwritten by Prem Bihari Raisda. Biohar Ram Manohar Sinha designed the artwork of the preamble. So, if you read the original text of the preamble, 9 values are actually mentioned in the preamble. See, here the words like sovereign 1, socialist 2, secular 3, democratic 4, justice 5, liberty 6, equality 7, and fraternity 8. Fraternity and republic, I have skipped the republic, so republic 9. So there are 9 terms which are mentioned. So here option 2 is obviously correct. So we can go with the option number A or option number D, because it contains the statement number 2 as correct. So we can eliminate B and C. So answer should lie in option A or option D. So coming to the constitution was handwritten by Prem Bihari Raisda. Most of you must have known this. So option 4 is also correct. So we can eliminate option A because it does not mention the term, statement 4. So option D is correct. And you can remember this fact. Biohar Ram Manohar Sinha, that is B.R. Sinha, designed the artwork of preamble, and language of preamble is taken from the Constitution of Australia, and most of the philosophy of preamble is taken from the objective resolution, which is introduced by Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay. We know the constitutional provisions are mostly taken from the 1935 Government of India Act. In the same way, preamble has an impact of philosophy of objective resolution introduced by Jawaharlal Nehru. So here for the question number 10, option is D. That is all of the above. 11th question. Which of the following was not introduced into the preamble under 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act? So, preamble has amended only once through the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Through this Constitutional Amendment Act, words like secular, socialist and integrity are added to the preamble, and there is no way mention of the word liberal in the preamble. Liberty is mentioned but liberal is not mentioned. So, option number C, that is not introduced through 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So, for the question 11, option C is correct. Question number 12. Which of the following statement or statements is or correct? Statement 1 says British Constitution was first to start preamble. The preamble to the Indian Constitution is based on Government of India Act 1935, and statement number C says, that is 3 says, it has been amended once by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So just now we have learned it has amended once by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So we can eliminate option A and option B, and I have already told you preamble is influenced by objective resolution introduced by Jawaharlal Nehru. So we can eliminate option 2, that is option D is also correct, wrong. So option C over here is correct for this particular question 12. So British Constitution is not the first one to start the preamble. It is American Constitution who started the introduction of preamble into the Constitution. So that is it for today's video. If you are liking this series, or if you want to continue this series till the prelims, for the prelims specific and the prelims point of view, you can comment with your feedback in the comment section and like the video and share it with your friends if they are going to attempt the prelims this year. So thank you everyone.